bad, y'all. My bad. Camera, this phone is dropping everywhere. Oh, yeah, business. Well, welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. I know you saw the Spider-Man trailer. I saw it. It looked pretty good this time around. We got to see more of the Doctor Strange scene where he astral projected Peter out of Spider-Man. So we never. And then we saw an extra scene with him and Dr. Octopus, which was funny. They were like, wait a minute, what's your name? Dr. Octavius. They like, Octavius. What kind of name is that? So you got to remember, this Peter Parker, they're starting from when he was a kid, like a teenager in high school. This is how Spider-Man really started. This is the origin of how it got started. Like, these first two films we saw is the beginning stages of them. That's why you had the Vulture in the first one. Then you had Mysterio in the second one, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, who should have won an Academy Award off of that because he did excellent as Mysterio. So in this one here, everyone knows because of what. If you remember Part 2, Far From Home, Mysterio basically put what do you call it? He basically put a recording up there framing Spider-Man for his death and then saying it's Peter Parker. So now everybody's after Peter Parker. They're hounding him. Everybody knows his secret. So this is sort of from the comic books. If y'all remember the comic book, after the Civil War Spider-Man, when he told everything, remember Aunt May got shot. And then remember he went to I think he went to, what's his name? Doctor Strange. But what we found out was that it was Mephisto disguised as Doctor Strange. Mephisto wanted to change the history because he didn't want Mary Jane or Peter Parker's child to be born, because that child was going to be very powerful and it would have stopped a lot of things for him in the future. So if you remember that story, then yeah. See, this one, Doctor Strange is basically, I don't know if Mephisto's going to make an appearance, if that's going to be the case, but this one here, we see that Doctor Strange is going to make everybody forget who Peter Parker is, but he only wanted certain people to know. But Doctor Strange is like, that's not how it works. You can't just pick and choose with spells. And I guess it messed it up because of him kept talking. Spider-Man, if you were a kid watching Spider-Man, which I was, he talks all the time. He like talks way too much. Sometimes it's like, oh God, shut up. But very entertaining. So now they've opened the dimensions. Now, if you've been watching Loki, the TV series, which I have, I got to catch Hawkeye. Hawkeye's coming out this week, I think. That's going to be a great series. If you've been watching Loki, you understand the multiverse. You understand how it works now. You understand. And if you watch What If series, which you should have been watched by now, the What If series shows you which dimension is, like, even if you walk to the left, you're in another dimension. It shows you different dimensions, and the Watcher basically was showing you he's in between something that bridges those dimensions. So in this one, we see is that everybody basically all the dimensions are now coming out. So you got Dr. Octavius, which is Doc Ock. You got Green Goblin. Jamie Foxx is in this one. Remember, he was the Shocker on Amazing Spider-Man 2. Remember, he was the Shocker. Remember, he was the nerd. The guy kept getting picked on and everything. Become the Shocker. He's in this one. So it's going to be interesting. Now, the other two Spider-Mans are said to be in this film. They haven't shown them yet. So what I'm thinking is when it gets close to the end, when it seems like, you know, everything's tearing apart and he's being attacked, I think that's when the Spider-Mans are going to make their entrance. You know, but Doctor Strange wants to wipe everything clean, and bring it all back to normal. But they would lose a lot of people. A lot of people would die from this. And Peter Parker doesn't want to do that. So that's why you saw him grab that cube looking thing. And basically that's when Doctor Strange just astral projected him out of Spider-Man. And then you see him in what's up, Felton? Right. I wonder if Venom will be in here. I don't know. I got to see Venom 2, though. I still haven't seen Venom 2. I'm slipping. I got to watch Shang-Chi, and I got to watch Venom 2. But my schedule is big. Schedule is tied up. So I'll try to catch him. But, yeah. Venom might make an appearance in this. I hope he doesn't. I hope they don't bring Venom on it in this one. Too many people in it. Because the way it's looking, it looks fine. But if you're going to bring Venom in, bring him in like way at the end, like at the end credit. Bring it in at the end credit. That's when you want to bring Venom in. But I'm going to make sure I watch Venom 2. But yeah, it looks good. The trailer looks great. We got to see Happy. Happy was right there. I don't know if it's a scene where he's going to end up dying or something. I'm not sure. But he was in the scene just relaxing. We seen Mary Jane and then the big boy. Can't think of big boy name. But it's his friend. So he was in it too. So it looks like this is going to be basically just people coming out of nowhere. And I think it might be a non-stop action movie. And you're going to get to see Spider-Man villains come get him. That's why you saw Dr. Ock, when he grabbed Peter Parker, he was like, "You're not Peter," because that's not the Peter he remembers. Remember, the Peter he fought was older. Remember, Peter Parker was out of high school and he was in the world and doing the scientist stuff, and he did it. And he was interning, and that's when, you know, Dr. Ock and all that. But remember, he was older then. This Peter Parker is still in high school. So we're going to see how that turns out. But it looks like they're going to start helping each other. But it looked like he captured him. Miles Morales, Miles Morales, he was there. They've been hating on the stream the whole time. But yeah, the one with Miles Morales, his dad was black, his mom was Latina, his mom I think was a nurse, and his dad was a police officer. So that because Miles and his dad was getting into it because his dad wanted him to, continue with school and to, don't follow his uncle's footsteps. His uncle basically, which we found out, turned out to be one of the villains that was fighting Spider-Man. Because remember, Spider-Man died, and that's when Miles Morales took over. And then the multi-dimensions were tied because Kingpin wanted to bring his, I think his wife and his son back because they died or something in some type of explosion where Spider-Man thwarted it, but something happened and ended their life, so he's always blamed Spider-Man. So he finally got to kill Peter Parker, and a Peter Parker from another dimension, him and Mary Jane got into it, and they broke up. And for him to see her again, it was refreshing. And he got to talk to her, and it kind of made him, when he went back to his dimension, make up with her, and then they began to continue as husband and wife. And Miles was liking this one girl, but she was a Spider-Man from another dimension. She was Gwen Stacy. Remember, Gwen Stacy was in the first comic books where Spider-Man had to save her, but because of the how he caught her, and from how he caught her, she broke her neck, and it was an accident, but he always blamed himself for the murder, but it really wasn't his fault because of how far she fell. That's why when he saved Mary Jane, she was falling off the building the same way. He did it differently when he saved her. So, but the other one, this is Gwen Stacy. She became Spider-Man because Peter Parker was her best friend. He died. It kind of switched roles. She tried to save him and he died. So she's been dealing with that pain of not having him around. That was like her best friend. So now he's gone. She's dealing with that pain. So now the other Spider-Mans you saw from different dimensions, it was crazy. But that was a great Spider-Man. That was a good movie. My nieces, they watched it too. It was fun to watch. Because they kept it to the essence of Spider-Man. And then Miles Morales, I think he's a great Spider-Man. It's cool to see him when he's speaking English, then he starts speaking Spanish. His mom starts getting on him in Spanish. He just sits there taking it like, yes, mom, yes. And his dad go to English, cussing him out. But it's like, dang, Miles getting it for both eras. He getting it for both people. But the trailer was straight though. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I don't know if it's gonna be better than the last. I thought the last one was the best one. I hope they make a Spider-Man. If they make one, to me, they don't. What they need to do is stick to the Spider-Man universe. Spider-Man has its own universe. It don't need Marvel. It really don't. They don't really. All they need Marvel to do is just make the movies of Spider-Man and call it a day. But Spider-Man has his own universe. Like, I grew up on Spider-Man. I didn't care about none of the other comics. I didn't learn about all the other comics until they were crossing over. Like Deadpool, that's my brother Marlon. That's his favorite character, Deadpool. Mine was DC comic Deathstroke. I liked it, the bad guy. Because Deathstroke was not only smart and intelligent, he was very precise, and he gave Batman and Robin fits. He used to get on their nerves, and I loved it. Everybody liked the Joker. I'm like, man, the Joker ain't nothing but a nutbag who don't get none. He just mad. He just crazy and sick for no reason. I'm like, he's okay. I like the Deathstroke. Deathstroke gonna come in there. See, Deathstroke got the wittiness of Joker, and he got the technique of Ra's al Ghul or Batman. So I'm like, dude, you got the best of both worlds. You ain't got a clown. You got a clown out here killing everybody, and it's like, come on, man. Stop it. Yeah, they need to make it, but yeah, man, I'm about to be out of here. But yeah, it was a good trailer. He is. The Joker's a nutbag. I don't see. You got to be insane to love the Joker. Joker was okay, man. But yeah, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you all for listening. We out. Deezy.